real bright back there. Jacinta just got bright all of a sudden. See if we can make a little shift. How are you? Just got real bright. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, all right. Just got real bright. Okay, let me get to business here. Okay, hang on. Trying to get that. How are you? Let me make you. Let me make you the co-host. All right. Make a co-host. And then get some more illumination. See how we can. Not the best background, but we got something going on. Let's see. How are you? Okay. Sun is in a funny place now. Okay, guess that's as good as we can do it. Now, break up some of the light. How's that? Juliet. Good
morning.
Yay. Oh, thank you for saying that, because the speaker does work. Yes, welcome. Beautiful to see you. Beautiful to see you. All right, go a few minutes to see as we open the doors. Around the fire of love. All right. Okay. Little adjustments here. Yes, give thanks. Welcome. Just making a little set adjustment. The sun is shifting, creating some brightness. Yes, welcome, brother, welcome. Welcome, brother, man. Welcome. All right. We have our intimate gathering around the fire of love. So just go ahead and throw up in the chat. Tell me what's been Take a deep inhale with me. Hold that breath. Exhale as we just synchronize the rhythm of our souls with the breath. And just go ahead and breathe normal. I'm just tuning in, and this question is emerging. As you've been in this, coming into the deepest part of the meditation with Winter, what's been coming up for you as there's a mass conscious wave of setting intentions and, creating visions? What have you been facing as any blocks or any, as far as thought patterns or emotional blocks? Anything been coming up for you that you can put around the fire of love today? Go ahead and do me a favor and put that in the chat for me. Get my chat up. Yes, Phil, I hear you. Big word there. Big, powerful, foundational word. Balance. So true. If you are saying something to us, brother man, unmute yourself.
Yes, connecting with the creator within. That's a thing that keeps coming up for me.
I love that. As the intelligence begins to synchronize and flow, I gotta just go ahead and share this with you. I was hearing different aspects of balance and hearing the creator within. So our topic today is how to access your inner guidance system for successful living. And I want you to think about what successful living is to you as we venture through our time together and take that into our prana practice. Blessings, Halo, welcome. Halo, anything you want to add to this, to the illuminating fire of love? We're illuminating any thoughts that are coming up that have this energy of maybe getting in the way of something that we know is bigger than us, bigger than we've been, but we can't quite put our hands on it, but we could maybe describe a way of thinking that is no longer serving us, or a feeling or emotion that is no longer serving us. That's what we were launching ourselves into today as we take the adventure on the path of the topic, how to access our inner guidance system for successful living. Today, our pranayama is going to be a very activated pranayama. It's going to be what they would call a prana, life force, yama, the exercise of tuning into that life force, as well as the exercise of restraining the mind from distracting us from the life force, because there are these yamas that are considerations of how we can control ourselves. And then a yama is how we can, expand. So coming into this flow of understanding a major key that unlocks the door to the inner chamber of our being, giving us access to inner guidance. The continual journey inward that just ignites such a deep fulfillment that no matter what, and that's what we'll get into, how do we distinguish between the mind and its use of consciousness that creates labels that are limiting, and the intelligence of our soul, which around our fire of love we recognize as the essence of our being. If we were to give it a name, we choose the name soul to access that identity that is infinite, has infinite creative potential, and operates as energy, pure energy, right? So how do we know the difference between the meaning-making machine that gives us limiting labels and the infinite creative energy that is at the core of our being? So we'll get into some distinctions around that and how to move beyond the thinking of what we need to do and just drop into a way of being that allows us, that's part of the design of accessing the inner intelligence that unfolds the guidance that we're looking for. All right, so let's go ahead and tune ourselves in. How about that? Come bring the palms, rub them together and get a sense of your ability to activate, yeah? Let me know how I sound, if I'm too loud, if I need to be louder. Good, feel the warmth of the hands. Feel that ability to activate. Okay, pressing the palms together, feel the warmth as if there is a glowing sun in the center of each of your palms, and you bring them together in this hand position of balance. Press the thumbs into the sternum. And just begin to come to that sense of stillness for a moment, feeling your touch points on the earth. Your feet should be flat if you're sitting in a chair. You'll feel the roots of your hips if you're sitting in easy pose on your mat or on the floor. As I welcome everyone to this place of stillness and just feeling the stillness. Begin to let everything go. It'll be there when you finish our session today. So just let everything go and focus inward on the stillness. Sense this space when you close your eyes. Sense this space is infinitely creative. Begin to allow yourself to awaken into the movement of the breath. Begin to sense its movement and have an association with this movement that it is the movement of creation. Beyond the respiratory process, is the wave and the evolutionary expansion through the creative forces. And this breath is flowing with it. Sense your ability to be fed by this infinite nurturing force called prana. It allows you to dwell in this regenerative spacesuit. And as you exhale, that you can let go of whatever you need to. And as well, you can vibrate into manifestation. Whatever is to come through you. Have a sense of inhaling, and there's enough for you. It doesn't take anything else away from anyone. It comes to you and gives you everything you need. Feel that sense of being taken care of and belonging to creation. As you exhale, have a sense of letting go. Letting go, maybe you didn't articulate anything with the question asked, but letting go of whatever needs to let go. Whether you can identify it or not, just have an awareness that you can let go. You're designed to do so. And as you breathe in, the sense of being taken care of. Beautiful. And now have a sense of the sound of the breath. Feel that sound. Coming into that awareness that not only are you taken care of, and that you're given the ability to release what you no longer need, and you also have this ability to generate sound and create with it. And now we will vibrate the sound of creation taught to us in the yogic texts. The sound A-U-M, as creation came into the recognition of its movement of vibration. That vibration articulated itself as the sound of the vowel A, the vowel U, and the consonant M. This combination, this holy trinity, invokes the evolution of creation into its unfoldment and allows you to step into this manifesting ability. We'll do it all on one breath. We'll lift the muscles of the pelvic floor at the top of the inhale before we release the sound ah into the ooh as you lift the navel point with the sound ooh, and then bringing the lips together and vibrating, and have a sense of this rise of energy. Okay, let's synchronize our breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling deeply. Exhale. And let's inhale to begin. Lifting the muscles of the pelvic floor at the top of the inhale. Last one. Inhale deeply. If it's comfortable for you, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. Just continue to hear the vibration, like waves flowing in from the cosmic ocean and flowing out. Exhale. Just have a sense of what it is to consciously vibrate. Just tune into that experience. Mm. All right. How's everybody doing? Let's dive into this topic of how to access your inner guidance system for successful living. Someone step into that place of just sharing what is success to you. Someone put something in the chat there. Let me get my chat going here. Let's get that going. Who? Whoa, yes. Removing fear. I want to read to you as you contemplate that. what it is to be conscious of. What is it to be conscious of this intelligence of creation? I mean, it's beating your heart right now with the rhythm of life that your lungs are dancing to. If you consumed any nutrients today, it is assimilating them and putting them into the proper components and constituents that your body needs to maintain its self-regenerative protocols, right? That if you get a little paper cut, you get a cut, you get an injury, it can heal. And you're not thinking about how to do that, how to replace those cells. You're not thinking about any of that. So there's something about this mind that thinks about how to do things, and the infinite intelligence of your soul that has a commonality, which is the use of consciousness. But one creates, not looking at limitations as bad, because if you haven't learned how to transport yourself, and you're crossing the street and it's a green light and a car is coming, and you haven't quite learned how to instantaneously transport yourself so that you don't collide with other physical energy forms on this planet, you know, the limitations of the mind that says, you're not ready for that, could be helpful, so that you fall into alignment with the guidance systems of society that puts these signs and lights up that allows you to know when it's safe to cross the street. So we're not saying the mind is bad. I just want to really be clear about looking at how we're designed so that we can consider this. We can consider this vow that we have around spiritual empowerment training that I do, that we can consider ourselves as energy beings. And a matter of fact, let's just let that be a foundation. If you're in agreement with that, put your left hand on your heart and put your right hand up. Let's just take a little vow right here to ourselves. Let's just take this awakening oath to ourselves, right? Okay, breathe with me. Inhale. Exhale. And if you're willing to take the adventure, what's going to download? Repeat after me. I am who I am. And I now remember myself as an energy being. I now release the societal labels of being human. And I embrace my true identity as pure, infinite, creative energy. I rest in this awareness that I am pure energy. And I now acknowledge I've been given the authority to creatively use this energy. And I now take responsibility to love this life I've been given and love myself as an infinite, creative being. And so I allow it to be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, so bring the hands, cup the hands, like there's this beautiful energy within it, and just wash your face clean. Just wash your face clean. Come across your eyes and just wipe them clean. Anything you've seen over the journey of your soul, you just pull it out and return it to the Creator's hands. Wipe your ears clean, anything you've heard that no longer serves. Just pull it out, pull your ears a bit. It's a good massage, by the way. It's a good massage for releasing tension, right? And there are massage the ears and pull down, pull out. There are acupuncture points, very important for balancing the body. You know, one of the words, I think, Phil, you said balance. So pull that energy out. I think someone said fear, so pull that energy out. Excuse me. And just come to your mouth and just pull energy out. Imagine you can pull the energy out. Your nose, pull the energy out. Energies that you might not know how to describe them. You might not have any label for them. You might. You might have a memory of some things you've smelled, or some words you've said, or words that have been said to you. Just pull them out. Words that were said to you that you reacted to. That's what I'm saying. Pull it out. Beautiful. Now shake your hands. Come around your heart center and your throat and just clear it. Just go ahead and clear it. Beautiful. So I just wanted to read, in terms of thinking about success, from an indigenous perspective, from Diani Yahu in the book Voices of Our Ancestors, where she talks about life purpose. As we drop this into our developing awareness of success and how that allows us to set up the conditions for balance and experience tending to the energy of fear and allowing it to transform into what is needed. As you call out what label it needs to have, what title it needs to have to contribute to those conditions of balance and success in your life. Looking at yourself as an energy being, now we consider we're setting up the conditions as a source of energy for this physical realm to manifest what we need. We're setting up the conditions. So this is the consideration of being conscious. We're setting up the conditions to be with the intelligence of consciousness rather than the programmed intelligence of unconsciousness. So here we have the consciousness and the flow of our Creator and its design and the intelligence. And then we have the matrix. We have the mass conscious creation of the mind. And collectively, we can identify it as the matrix, right? To give it some groundedness in what we can be familiar with, this field of energy that this collective consciousness creates with. But there's a source to it, and that's where we're going. Our fire of love is the representation of that source of consciousness. So she's speaking on how to establish priorities in your life. We're going to associate this with the breath. So stay with me for a moment. How to establish the priorities in your life to make the right order. And that's what we're calling success. The priorities are in the right order. For you to be conscious of what I'm saying, there's something happening before you're aware of what I'm saying. And that is this life force is coming into you and it's circulating in such a way that it is now allowing you to organize the sounds that are coming out of my mouth, the combinations of vowels and consonants, and organize that into an understanding, into a comprehension. And your mind is not doing that, but yet it is using that energy to create stories. Because somebody else has done the same thing I'm doing, saying something to you. Whether you were in the womb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. And whatever was said to you early on before you started saying things, you took it in and learned how to say things. And now you say things to yourself. And what we're saying is that it's time in this 2022 energy, and being in that 22 year, it's a signal to master what has been said to you and what you say to yourself. And what you say to yourself, we are tuning into that in our circle of love right now, to call that conscious connection to the guidance within, that what you say to yourself is connected to that, and not only connected to what was said to you. What you repeat to yourself is not only made up of what was said to us, what society says to us and all of its operations, or what family says to us and all of its operations, or once we leave the home when we get old enough, what our schoolmates say to us, and what relationships we establish say to us, and how we come to this moment to determine who we are. We've now taken a vow to determine that we are energy beings. Whatever's going on, we're looking to balance it out. And the main practice before we go into establishing priorities in our life, before I read this, I want you to have this as we read, that consciously breathing. So as I read, I want you to check out your breath. Notice where it is. Is it deep? Is it long? Just start paying attention to it. Because that is a number one key around this fire of unlocking the door into your infinite creative potential. So here's what the teachings say from the Salagi Nation, Cherokee, if you will. How to establish the priorities in your life to make the right order. The first priority of life is to be true to the creative principle within yourself. And that's what we're saying. We're calling it the soul. That infinite creative principle that can tap you into any energies based on how the mind is focused. And this is where we come into our response ability. You have authority over your mind. The CDC, political systems, family systems, lovers, friends, none of them have control of your mind unless we give it over. So the first priority in life is to be true to the creative principle within yourself, to recognize that you have the gift of life and to be a caretaker of that gift. Can we take a deep inhale on that, please? Hold the breath. You have been given the gift of life and to be a caretaker of that gift. Now, as you exhale, how you use this exhale determines how you care for that gift. Because in that exhale is the ability to create sound. So I'm feeling love mission coming in. As you travel through this week, in this adventure of being with the essence, and as we are flowing into this essence of relationship, to this energy of life, be aware of how you use this ability to generate sound. How do you use it? How do you care for it? In terms of how you vibrate within, what no one hears you saying, as well as how you articulate with it. Be aware, be conscious. As you consciously breathe, You are moving from the animal centers into the higher energy centers. So as you flow through your day from the time you are aware of becoming conscious on the pillow to the time you release consciousness on the pillow, see if you can be aware of your breathing. Continually tune into it. It's such a subtle exercise that brings profound access to the inner guidance. Because you must be conscious to be aware of that inner guidance. If you get distracted by the external world, you're going to be aware of that consciousness and slip into the other energies that are out there. Second is the responsibility to your parents. Now, I want to dive into this from a metaphorical standpoint as well. We have our physical parents, and we also have the physical or the essence of the Sacred Father and the Sacred Mother, where you look at the Sacred Father as that consciousness, that you can almost say the sacred masculine, that consciousness that can illuminate the guidance. And then the Sacred Mother, the sacred feminine, it brings the nourishment, it brings the prana, that allows you to come alive. So honoring, you dive into it where it comes to you and where it unfolds for you. They are the physical parents, but because we're coming from a spiritual empowerment perspective, an energetic perspective, we're also acknowledging the energetics of parents. And that also resides in you, where you have the opportunity to nourish yourself appropriately. And you have the opportunity to be conscious of your abilities and conscious of the guidance. And this is where the breath comes in, because the drawing in of the breath is receiving that mother, it's receiving that nutrient. And, and you're receiving the Father as well, but you're getting these nutrients to be conscious of the guidance that now will allow you to express in an appropriate way that sets up the conditions for balance. Right? So taking care of that inner family, taking care of your family, like where are the challenges in your family? This helps to anchor us in to the true essence of our life. Is that aspect of the design of family as part of the medicine wheel. Yes, there's a greater family, but as you come from the core, from the center, and you radiate out from the center of the medicine wheel, you radiate out from your center, and you never lose. You never lose that sense of being, that sense of belonging, and that sense of being connected. You never lose it because you are radiating from the inside out of the medicine wheel. Look at where the voice has its source from the center of our being. When you look at the medicine wheel of the face, if you look at it as a circle, at the center is the nose. And in a sense, you could say the up above and the down below. You can say the sun and the moon, or the moon and the sun. Left is the moon, right is the sun. Like there are all these metaphors that we are creation. So I want you to remember that we are the creation that we are experiencing. It's not happening on the outside. Ooh, y'all all right with that? Is that me? Y'all all right? It's not, because in order for you to be conscious of the sky, you're the one that has to register it in here. We just have a collective agreement about where sky is, what sky looks like, but it's all happening in here. So let us not get bamboozled by external interpretations of the world. Let us step into our ability to be with the vision of The first priority in life is to be true to the creative principle within you. I mean, we can stop right there. Looking at the time, I think I am. Right? So let me know you're all right before we drop into this breath. All right. Assume everybody's doing well. Okay. So I want to just warm up this central channel, the central nerve channel. It's very important, called the Shushmana, as a main channel. When this main channel gets congested, that's when thoughts start to occupy a negative realm. They start to point us into a negative thinking perspective of who we are or what others are thinking about us. Because ultimately, whatever someone else is thinking about us, we don't know unless we ask. All right. And of course, people can give their interpretations and their opinions, but does that digest food for you? Does that make sure you have shelter over your head or a warm place to sleep at night? Does it help you wash and dress yourself? You know, does it help you do the basic things in your life? As my mother would say, my grandmother especially, don't be worrying about them folks out there. They don't pay your rent. They don't put food on your table, nor do they make sure you got soap to wash your butt with. So, you know, you don't be so concerned about them. Your concern is working with the people that work with you, and that's your family. Take care of your family. We used to always have Sunday dinners. But the real soul food wasn't just the food, it was really the coming together as we come together as a sacred family around this fire of love. I want you to put your hands on your knees and just rock the pelvis back and forth. Rock the pelvis back and forth, opening up that pelvis and opening up the movement of the spine. You're only as young as the spine is flexible. Your mind is only as flexible as the spine is flexible. So if you find yourself coming into these rigid thoughts, these thoughts that have patterns that repeat themselves and you're tired of them coming in and creating a disruptance, let's open up the spine. Flex yourself, right? Let the breath be deep. Now, only you know if the breath is too deep. Only you know if you're on your cycle or pregnant, if the breath is comfortable or uncomfortable. I really want you to open up the belly and sink with intention, sink the belly button towards the spine. So the breath is strong, but it is balanced for you. So there's no hyperventilation and lightheadedness. You might get some energy rise and a little buzz, but we want to make sure that you are aware of consciously breathing in a way that is comfortable for you. And as you flex the hips, really moving the hips, creating movement in the spine, begin to feel the connection to your heart center and the opening of your sternum and how the shoulder blades come together and how the shoulder blades spread apart. As you arch the spine and bring the belly button towards the spine, and as you flex and open up the sternum. Last few seconds, really let that breath go deep. Really get a flexing of the spine. Really feel the pelvis rocking back and forth. Top of that pelvis moving forward and rocking back. So you massage the tailbone. Now inhale nice and tall. Raise the shoulders up towards the ears a bit, opening up the lungs. Exhale, relax the shoulders down. Bring the thumb and index finger to touch. Face the palm up in your lap or on your knee. Just be here for a couple of breaths. All right, I'm just going to do a few now. I'm going to get into some really activating up in the upper chest now. So simply, just for a few moments, we're just going to inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears and really let go, right? Be gentle if the shoulders have any issues. This really opens up the lymphatic system under the arms. It really creates a harmony between the cranial mind and brain and the heart, mind, and brain, and the gut, mind, and brain. So there's a more fluid flow. And if you need to transform any negative thoughts, you have the fire to do so and transform it like you digest your food. Inhale, bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Hold the breath, lift the muscles of the pelvic floor. And exhale through the mouth. Shake the shoulders a bit. Take a few breaths here. Looking at conscious breathing as a way to override the patterns of the mind and the habit of controlling consciousness. Getting into the practice of consciously breathing so we are becoming more directed by the intelligence of our soul. We can begin to distinguish between the two activities of consciousness because the mind's energy is one, it's usually in the past. In fact, that's the only way it can operate because it's using data coming in from the five senses and the data stored. So it's always going to be in the past and always going to be limited. But the mind, intelligence of your soul is always going to be expansive and opening up possibility and potential. So feel that connection, that commitment to the oath you just took to be an energy being before human. And recognize your creative potential. And now we're going to reach into that creative potential. We're going to reach up. Now, reaching up is good for you. I'm going to put my hands this way so you can see, but I'm reaching into the heavens and with strength, I'm pulling it in. So if you have any shoulder issues or any sensitivity around the chest area, you can reach out in a way that's comfortable. If you have to reach out, at shoulder level, if you have to reach out at earth, towards the earth, but your imagination is that you're pulling in from the source of your consciousness. You're pulling in this energy and you're allowing the upper arms to vibrate the ribs, okay? You're allowing the upper arms to vibrate the ribs as you come in. What is this doing? This is helping to release the patterns that are generational when it comes to the expansion of the rib cage, expanding the lung cavity so that you can really open up and receive the energy that is intended for you to express your soul essence, because there are patterns that will allow you to express only your mental, limited energy. And those patterns get stored the more we use this body. So we want to open it up. So we want to vibrate and come in. Be gentle, be intentful, and be vigorous. Right? Be energetic with this because it's a Shakti, it's an energy thing. We're activating the energy of our being to be energy. All right. So it looks like this. We're inhaling out the nose and we're letting the energy out the mouth. When you balance it out in a way that works for you so you're not too lightheaded. You feel the rhythm. Maybe the intensity is not as strong as you hear me, and you allow it to be more gentle. Find your place. Find your balance. You might not be as strong as. Most important is to vibrate, to activate. Vibrate, to activate. It's only a few more breaths, so get into it. Only here for a little while longer. Really reach in to the center of creation, to the source of your consciousness. Just imagine you're pulling in what you need. Even if you can't articulate what it is, just imagine you're pulling it in and you're bringing it into your being to unfold and activate as you focus on your breath throughout the day, giving thanks that the miracles can unfold. Just pull in the energy you need to be successful in your life. You know? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now reach up, make a fist and squeeze, make strong arms, strong body, strong legs, strong being. Activate your strength. You are infinitely powerful, infinitely creative. Exhale, keep your arms up or wherever you have them. Squeeze the belly button towards the spine. Inhale, squeeze, make a fist, strong and powerful. You are pure, creative energy being with infinite creative potential. Exhale, last time, keep the arms up. Squeeze the belly button towards the spine as long as it's comfortable. Now, last time, inhale deeply. And make strong arms. Squeeze the fists. Feel the power of your body. Feel the strength. Now feel it radiate out. Every cell is radiating. You are a sun, S-U-N, of creation. And beautiful. Relax. Shake the arms out. Shake the shoulders a bit. Come with the palms facing up. And this time, touch the ring finger and the thumb. This is the energy of the sun, your radiance. Just be in the stillness for a moment. Sense your idea of successful living. Holistically, sense it. Imagining what it feels like to be healthy in your body. Imagine what it feels like to be in the essence of your creative nature, manifesting what you need to serve your soul, to serve the essence of your being. Feeling of utilizing this life you've been given optimally. Does it feel like to be in that priority of being true to the creative principle within you? What does that mean to you? What does that feel like to be true to it? As you hear the bird being true to its creative essence, and creating the sounds that it creates. So as we venture into our lives, holding this fire of love within, journal this question, around what is success to you? And what is the vision of it for you? And what does it feel like? And be with this feeling on a daily basis. There's growing body of evidence now around what it is to come into the feeling of the visualization. And when you're in that feeling, you're really coming into that creative presence. And this is an embodiment of that first priority of being true to the creative principle within you, being present to it. And what allows us to be present to that, as we come into our recap for today, what allows us to be present is that conscious breathing and having those practices that allow you to be aware of your body, how you move your body with the breath. So you have that ongoing assignment of being aware of how you are consciously breathing, or activating that consciousness and being aware of how you are breathing. Yes, that way. So that way you are in the embodiment. Like you are accessing the inner guidance system. And it will reveal to you the way to live successfully. That we're moving into an energetic system of the Aquarian age, where the ways of doing things in the Piscean age are no longer the same. And it's just this last little story when Moses was going up and down the mountain talking to God, and he gave his brother a task after he freed the slaves from Egypt, which metaphorically is more about freeing your thoughts from the egoic structures of power and looking at someone lesser or greater. But just taking that essence of the metaphors, he went up on the mountain and he told Aaron, look, don't let them make effigies anymore out of their gods. We're no longer in that time. I'm going to talk to God and get the instructions of what we need to do. So Moses went up, and then when he got back, Aaron, they had gathered all the gold and they made this golden calf, right? and Moses was furious in the King James Version I was reading with the church when I was getting my healing minister training going on. And so Moses was upset and he went to God, and God got upset, and God said, well, wipe them out that don't believe in me. But that was just a metaphor about leaving the Taurian age and moving into the age of Aries. And there was a similar indication of a change in season. Now talking about a cosmic season, where we were leaving leaving Pisces and moving into Aquarius. And I think it's Luke 11, around that place, where Peter and one of the other disciples was asking Yeshua, Isa, where shall we have this last meal? Where shall we have supper, dinner? And he said, go into the house. So this is the Last Supper, right? So the last phase of the Piscean age. Go into the city and look for a man that has a pitcher of water, and follow him into the house where he goes. So the ways of thinking are changing, that we no longer think with our survival mechanisms, which are associated with the ego, you could say. We no longer think with that mind. There's the mind of our soul that we're now accessing. And how do we do it? How do we access that guidance system? We're consciously breathing. And we are consciously connecting to this body and feeling into the vision. We're feeling into it, but allowing the consciousness of the breath and the breathing exercises. So as we move the body consciously, breathing exercises, yoga, qigong, maybe there's some mindful movements that you have where you use your body weight to strengthen yourself. Whatever mindful movements, conscious movements you can get into, the priority is the breath, then the body, and then resonating with sound and vibration. Finding your favorite mantra is beautiful. All these ways to activate being conscious with your soul. Yeah? Everyone all right? Speaking of right, so you're writing down these feelings. You're writing down these feelings of success. However way you identify that in your life. And if that negative thought comes, you thank it, because it's just turning you on to what you have an opportunity to create. So you transform that energy that's awakening in you. It's like looking out at your room or your house or your place. If you see it's dusty, that could be like a negative thought that shows up and you say, man, I thought I dealt with you, but it's time to dust again. You know, you might look out at the floor or the rug and see, oh man, I need to sweep. It's the same thing with that negative thought. Everyone all right? Yes, sounds of the bird, incredibly activating. Let us step into our ability to create song of our soul. Hey, that's a, ooh, man, I gotta write that down. Song of our soul. Okay, so keep with that writing. And I was doing well. Okay, keep with that writing, that meditation. What did I say? Song of the soul. And stay tuned. I'm sending out some emails. We got an intensive coming up as we get ready for spring. It's that time to start getting ready. You're welcome, Carol. It's that time to start getting ready for spring, believe it or not. So got some intensives coming up, some immersions, Saturday immersions. So stay tuned for that. And stay focused on that breath, family. All right, so let's go ahead and pray out. What did I say? Song of the soul. All right, let's bring our palms together. Take a deep inhale together. Exhale. And just allow the breath to be relaxed. Thank you, Creator, for bringing these individual fires of love to connect to the center of the sacred hoop. As we gather in fellowship and community, thank you for this opportunity to belong to your love, to belong to this inspiration and the ability to let go and die and be reborn through your respiration. This design within us. Thank you for beating these hearts, giving us gifts to discover the ways we can give them to the energy and the consciousness of Mother Earth. Thank you for this opportunity to create and be fulfilled. Thank you so much for the miracles that show up today and always. That gives us confidence in this invisible energy called spirit, this invisible energy called prana that gives us life. Thank you for bringing the miracles today in such a surprise that there's no doubt that you hear us. There's no doubt that when we're feeling you, you're feeling us. There's no doubt that we have the ability to create solutions for these times. So we send these energies out, these creative energies, and feel into all children having clean water, having a safe place to grow and flourish and learn about their gifts you have given them. They have a safe place to sleep, be nourished and taken care of. We see this for the children, for we know if they're taken care of, everything else will be taken care of. We ask this for all our family and all our relations. Ashe, 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 and so it is. A home to Takwase for all our relations. Satanam, truth is our essence. Uncle Jad Seneb, health, life, health, and wealth to you all. So continue on, spread the word. I'm going to grow this circle now. It's been official. I got the word. Time for me to let go of my love of the intimate space, and time for us to spread this throughout space so we can shift consciousness or be a part of the shift of consciousness. So go out there and love yourself and love what's going on around you. And we'll see each other next week. Yay. One love, family. One love. Radiate. Activate.